guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. This is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about should you protect other people? And of course, that could be, do you protect people that you love? And do you protect people that you don't know, such as strangers? And there's a lot of different takes. You know, when back in the day, how long ago back in the day is I don't know exactly, but it was kind of expected that men should protect women. But now in many cases, the men that have protected these women have been not only hurt or ended, but in many cases, the women actually will then claim the guy did something wrong. There was a woman that tried to end herself by drowning, and a guy saved her, and he performed CPR on her and ended up cracking a few of her ribs, but she lived, and she sued him, and she won. So there are many different takes out there, but I want to talk about that. There's a little young man here who I will call, I think he is I don't know if hero is the right word, but man, did he really do the right thing. It's a 6-year-old here, was praised for saving his sister from a dog attack. Now, good news is, first of all, I have about 30 stitches in my face. Not anymore, mind you, but between the ages of, I'd say, 6 and I think 15 or so. Chin, cheek, here. I broke my orbital socket in my nose, and I've got some stitches here. I'm missing some bone up in my eyebrow, broke my cheekbone, broke my jaw. I've messed myself up pretty good, and I still am as ugly as ever, but everything is symmetrically ugly. So it didn't really affect things too badly. And unless I really get in the right light to let the light shine off my skin, you don't see the scars anymore. So this young man, I think, will be fine. I don't think any of the scars will show. That's the good news, first of all. And secondly, if it does show a little bit, this is where, just a hint for you guys that are still attempting to date, when you go on a date and someone mentions your scar, it goes from a dog to like a coyote or a mountain lion when you're, late teens, and it goes to a bear when you're in your 30. That's how the stories go. How did you lose your leg below the knee? It wasn't, I was in a stupid skateboarding accident and cut myself and got tetanus and whatever. It's always a bear attack. You save people from a bear attack. That's just, I'm telling you, that's the go-to story, at least for me. So anyway, this young man saved his sister. So let me read the story here. And a story about a heroic 6-year-old from Wyoming has gone viral, attracting attention from millions of people, including celebrities. The boy Bridger saved his little sister from a gruesome dog attack, according to Nikki Walker, who says she is his aunt and shared the story on Instagram. And again, you see this little man, but he's in good moods now. He's smiling as much as he can for the moment. They say that they don't think there's going to be any long-term damage. So Walker said she shared the story so it gets as much exposure as it can. We know that our little hero would love some words of encouragement from his favorite heroes, Walker wrote on a post on Monday. On June 9th, my 6-year-old nephew, Bridger, saved his little sister's life by standing between her and a charging dog. After getting bit several times in the face and head, he grabbed his sister's hand and ran with her to keep her safe. He later said, if someone had to die, I thought it should be me, Walker's post continued. After receiving 90 stitches, give or take, from a skilled plastic surgeon, he's finally resting at home. We love our little brave boy and want to thank all the superheroes to know about this latest hero who joined their ranks. I'll tell you now that I would definitely protect any member of my family like this. I think that is a positive thing. I think that as men, even a boy, it's only a couple years older than his sister. As men, we're faster, we're stronger, generally speaking. I know an athlete female that's 20 is stronger than a 75-year-old man that does not work out. That's not what I'm saying. But as men, we are stronger, faster, and more resilient. And we have that thing most of the time, this poor boy doesn't, called testosterone, fight or flight. We have a lot more of the fight. Females tend to have a lot more of the flight. And again, that's just genetics. So a lot of people were arguing, though, that, not that this is a brave and this is a good thing. But many other people were saying, well, should men do this? Is it men's nature? Not that men should be required to do it, but is this something that men should naturally do, even for strangers? And I'm going to leave this link down below. Like I said, he's healing up, and there's not. I don't need to go too much more into this, but I'll leave it below if you want to read the whole thing. But from a family member, I would do the same thing. But my next story here. Boyfriend desperately tries to protect his girlfriend as couple there, and they're beaten up by a mob inside the airport. Another incident of violence caught on camera. And let me see if I can reload it. I'm not going to... All right, let me open this post in Twitter here because it doesn't seem to want to open the other one. So first here, we see a woman, and she's beckoning, and she's calling out these other ladies and pats herself on the bus and is insulting him, and the guy just walks away with her. Now, here's the thing. It was her talking to a larger group of women. There were 5 or 6 of them in the group. And whoever wrote this, they said, about to fight at the airport. So what do we have a couple minutes later? Well, as soon as they get here. Now the guy is on top of his girlfriend. This is at the baggage claim. The guy is hovering over his girlfriend, protecting her. Now remember, he had nothing to do with this. His girlfriend looked to be, I don't know if she was antagonizing or they were antagonizing her. That much I don't know. But they were having a verbal back and forth. And now there's a group of what looks to be 6, 7, 8 women beating on this guy, trying to get to his girlfriend. And he lays over top of her, covers her up. I'll try, and you can see the airport group here in the back. I don't know if they're security or airport attendees. They're just standing there. One even looks like she has a phone out filming it. So he's getting no help from society. And you can see the girls just wailing on him, and he's just covered up. Why? Because he can take it. Why? Because these girls probably are not going to be able to hurt him very much. He is a young, athletic guy, as you can see here. And he gets in between the 2 women, and he's trying to back them off and simmer things down while his girlfriend stands behind him and just kind of chill. So, yeah, he's got a little pink on his face, but he's an athletic, very muscular guy, so they're not going to hurt him any. And everything's settled down here. Things are going well. He takes his girlfriend. I don't know if she said anything again after that. They all go their separate. Oh, look, they caught up with him again, and now they're wailing on this guy as he covers up his girlfriend and her head while he's being pulled and kicked and hit and everything else, and now he has to protect her. And here's the problem with this, is that if he doesn't, first of all, he had nothing to do with this, remember. Would his girlfriend have, said anything or gotten into the altercation without him there? Unknown. But here's the trap. Here's the problem he's in now. A, he says, hey, you're the one that talks smack. You're on your own. That's not going to work. She's going to break up with him. She will publicly shame him. And whoever filmed this, it would have gone viral that he was a horrible, horrible person, and they probably would have tried to cancel culture him for not protecting her. So he's trapped. And so then he ends up having to protect her, and everybody says, like you'll see down here, and I'll leave a link to this as well. There's lots of comments about people surprised that he didn't get up and start throwing some swings. But the thing is, it was 6 or 7 women, and you know how that is. If he defends himself, the court of public opinion will find that he's the bad guy. So what would you do in a situation like this? Number one, later on, do you have words with a girlfriend like, hey, what the heck? Do you just stand by and go, you earned it? And you got to be honest here. If this is someone you love, you don't know, it might be his wife, it might be his girlfriend. If this is someone you love, you know, same as the other young man, the boy protecting his sister. If this is someone you love, do you step up and protect them? I would think you do. However, this is one she may have brought it upon herself, or she certainly fueled things along a little bit. Does that take any weight into taking care of it, or to protect her? And now the third, and of course I have my web browser editor here to block words, but all of you are bright enough to make this up. Virginia man was ended trying to protect a woman from being assaulted by this gentleman here. And basically, Patricio Salazar, 54, he died because he saw this woman was being attacked by this guy, and he tried to step in. And a second witness, 27-year-old Brad Flood, said he went to the scene after he heard the woman screaming. He said, I saw a girl unclothed sitting there curled up in a ball, and she was the one screaming. He was like, and then he saw Nash, which is this gentleman here. He said, then I saw Nash, and I confronted and threatened him. And he was like, don't call the cops. You call the cops, I will end your world. He came enough into the light that he could see a bunch of blood on his fists. Soon after, Flood saw he saw Salazar laying on the ground. There was a lot of blood on his face and his head. I asked if he was okay. He said he was in a lot of pain. He said his back and his head hurt. Arlington police said Salazar was unconscious when he arrived at the hospital. And the man said, I was able to reiterate to him multiple times that he's a hero, Flood told WUSA. So at least he heard that multiple times before he left this earth. So, first case scenario, and again, I'm throwing this out there as a little bit of a gee whiz exercise because I like hearing you guys' response. I try to read through as many of them as I can. But you got the first where you're protecting a family member that did nothing wrong. You have a young, pretty innocent boy protecting his young, pretty innocent sister. I would do the same. I don't know if I would have done the same at 6 because I'd never had a situation like that. I would like to think I would. But this young man really stepped up, and he knew, hey, little sister, I got to look out for her. And now I don't think he was necessarily thinking like this may be the end of me, but he did say at one point, well, if anybody has to go, it should be me. That makes me sad a little bit that he thinks that way. But again, if you'd asked me at 10 or 12 or 15, would I protect my mother with the same thought process? Yes, probably. Would I protect my little sister with the same process? No, I don't like her very much. No, of course I would, right? And then you've got the second scenario where a girlfriend instigates or at least does not walk away from a group of 5 or 6 individuals that were confronting her. And so I won't say that she started it, but she certainly didn't end it. She by walking away, patting her backside and probably saying an insult, I'm sure she didn't calm tensions any. And the boyfriend or husband ends up getting banged up a little bit for that. Nothing too dangerous. And then in the third, you've got a stranger trying to do the right thing. He hears a woman screaming, and instead of calling 911 or calling the police or trying to quietly go over and observe things, call the police, give a description, maybe take some video or something like that, which sounds cowardly. We all would like to be the hero and save the day, but this gentleman charged in and ended up getting ended in a very brutal fashion, it sounds like. But he got to hear that he was the hero on the way to the hospital. So I want you guys' takes on this. Would you protect your family like I would? Would you protect your loved one even if it was her fault that maybe things got a little bit crazy? And third, would you go help a complete stranger? I have to say now, had you gotten me in my youth, when I was in military, I was active, I was healthy. I'm not unhealthy, but I mean I was in really, really good fit shape. I'd probably go in and help a stranger. But things have changed. 20 years ago, things weren't like they are today. Today, it is very easy to have somebody not think twice before taking you out. And not only that, but as I've said many other times, that men have tried to help women and have actually gotten in trouble for doing so. And there are multiple cases of this, and I can't reiterate all of them, but there are many that men have gone to try to help, and they either get a lawsuit against them or something else bad happens to them. So, you know, I think this is a loss for society, but I think it's a reality today that you really can't help a complete stranger anymore. So, guys, I'd like to know what you think. Leave a message down below. If you would like to have a little bit deeper conversation about this than you can here on YouTube, don't forget to join me over at betterbachelor.locals.com. That is a website I have over on Locals where we talk about different posts, and you can post and you can comment and you can join up as a member and read, or you can join up as a subscriber and $3 a month support my work and also have access to my forums and videos and everything over there. So, guys, I'll leave it there. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, check out my older videos as well. This is Better Bachelor. I'm Joker. Remember, I think it matters who you're protecting nowadays. I think it's still a good thing to be able to protect other people that are weaker or not as fortunate as you, but you have to take the weight into account. Is my life more valuable to me than a stranger's is to me? And in that case, I would actually say my life is more important to me. It's selfish, but that is the way of the world today. But for a family member and a loved one, it may be a little different. Let me know what you think.